Welcome to Live Studios. We are here in the heart of Dumfries, getting set for the DG Business Awards 2016. I'm Lee Medd from Medd in the Morning, and of course the Business Development Man for Dumfries and Galloway Chamber of Commerce. And I am joined by good friend of the station, good friend of the show, and good friend to businesses across Dumfries and Galloway, Lindsey Mason. How are you?
Good evening. I'm totally fine, thank you.
It's exciting. We've been trying this. We've been talking about this, and it's either going to work really, really well, or it's going to fail miserably.
No,
either way,
it'll work well.
We're going to have fun with it. We're going to have fun. Lindsey, we are here to talk about business awards. Of course, the DG Business Awards 2016 coming your way Friday, April 29th, 2016. It's going to be an amazing gala event at the Easterbrook Hall, but we know the deadline is approaching quite rapidly. In fact, Friday, the 5th of February, 7 p.m. is the deadline. 7 p.m. I know what people are like on Fridays. Yeah. They want to get stuff out, they want to get stuff done. Sometimes 7 p.m. is the best.
That's very good.
It is.
When's the actual awards night?
The actual awards night, we've moved it from a Thursday to a Friday. So it's Friday, April 29th. So it's you've got the whole month of April to plan your outfit. It's going to be an amazing night. 3-course meal at the Easterbrook Hall. And some great entertainment as well afterwards, because we believe that this awards is truly going to be a celebration of business and business success across Dumfries and Galloway. Some great categories, and of course our headline sponsor, Dumfries and Galloway College, who are doing an amazing range of services up there, amazing range of skills being learnt at Dumfries and Galloway College. But Lindsey, I mean, we've been talking for quite some time about business awards. Of course, you came off the back of the Business Gateway, the Inspiring Entrepreneur Awards, not too long ago. A great spread, I have to say, on that in the Dumfries and Galloway Life magazine, which is available on newsstands everywhere now. And there's also some information on the DG Business Awards in the new issue as well.
The DG Life Awards are in that one.
They are indeed.
Yes.
They are indeed.
Sorry, I was thinking you meant the Young Enterprise Business Gateway Plus Awards that we had last year. Yeah, they were very good.
They were very good. And we've got some great video footage of the speakers and different things that take place on that night on our YouTube channel. Of course, just search youtube.com for DG Chamber. But sometimes, Lindsey, filling in a business awards application can be a daunting process, but really it doesn't have to be. Not
at all. And there's some real easy wins when you enter business awards, and some real benefits to your business as well. So we thought it'd be a good idea to put together a bit of a masterclass and deliver it this way, so we can reach as many people as possible.
As we can. Of course, the good thing is, if you don't take it all in just now, it's available on demand anytime you want by visiting DG Chamber on Facebook. All the links on our Facebook page, on YouTube, social media, and of course also on the Business Gateway and Inspiring Entrepreneurs
Facebook page. And also on the Twitter.
On the Twitter sphere. And if you do want to get in touch with us just now, you can do that live at DG Chamber. You can also get us on. What's your Twitter handle, Lindsey?
It's a good question. It's at DAGYEP, DAGYEP, Dumfries and Galloway Young Entrepreneur Project, which is what it used to be. So it's DAGYEP is Twitter, and the Facebook page is Inspiring Entrepreneurs.
If you have any questions, get in touch with us on social media. You can also do it the old-fashioned way by picking up your telephony device, kind of like this one, and you can text us 07903 768610. That's 07903 768610, and we will answer any questions as they come in.
Brilliant.
So, Lindsey, there are many great reasons why people should apply, not just for the DG Business Awards, but for business awards in general.
Absolutely.
And again, there's some really, as you mentioned, easy fixes, some great instant wins just by associating yourself with business awards.
Absolutely. Of course, we did put together this. You've got the lovely colour slides. I've got the black and white ones, so you've got the colour slides.
I do indeed.
So why don't we just have a quick run through the presentation and the kind of key points. But as you said earlier, Lee, we can put the presentation as a PDF in Dropbox, which I can't access at the council, but you obviously...
I will get all that sorted out, all the details
technology
will be underneath us here. If you're watching on demand, all the details will be under here. If you're watching live, I'm just pointing at a table.
So yeah, we can do that. We can send out the presentation after the event. Also, can I just mention as well that Sheena Horner from Galloway Chilies, who is a Dumfries and Galloway business, multi-award winning business, and Sheena is kindly answering some questions for us around entering business awards and her experience of entering business awards, and some kind of key tips on and advice on writing your entry. So when we've got them, we'll append them to the presentation as well, so that everybody can access them.
It's great. So much, a wealth of knowledge available to you from across Dumfries and Galloway. So here we are. Let's have a look at this first slide. We'll refer to it as slide 1. Of course, you can download them and look at them for yourself as we go along. Very simple, Lindsay. What's in it for me? Why should I apply? Why should I go to the bother and fill in an application form for a business award?
That's a really good question. And one of the I sent out multiple emails about the workshop that we intended running, like a physical workshop, but then decided to do it this way to reach more people. And somebody came back and said, well, why would I want to attend that? Because surely if one person attends it, then it reduces my chances of winning an award. Well, which is a fairly valid point. But what we want to do is just raise the bar generally in terms of the quality of the entries to awards. And this workshop, if you can call it, or masterclass, it's aimed at complete beginners to entering business awards. So if you're an experienced award winner, an awards entrant, then you might pick up some tips. But really, this is for complete beginners. My focus is obviously working with young entrepreneurs, Lee, as you know. So I want to encourage them, particularly with regard to the DG Business Awards. I want them to enter the young entrepreneur category. So this is particularly
important, relevant to
young entrepreneurs. Yes, but actually to everybody. So what's in it for me then? So why should you enter business awards? It's an easy way to stand out from your competitors, of which you may well have many, particularly if it's a regional or a local awards event. It's an easy way to stand out from your competition, and it's an easy way to raise your business prestige and to get some good PR and fast track your reputation.
That's the thing. So again, the information that you put down on here almost allows you to snapshot and have a look at how your business is progressing. And of course, the calibre of judges that will be doing the shortlist for this, it's almost a who's who of the business brains in Dumfries and Galloway.
Can you see who they are?
I can't.
Right, okay.
I can't. All I'm going to say is, and what these people don't know about business is not worth knowing. Right. It's not. But this is the thing. As soon as they see something in there, the circles that they move in is really going to help as well. As we always say, it's about networking, and network can be done on paper as well as face to face.
Absolutely, yep, indeed. So I've got a wee quote here from David Thorpe, who is from the Chartered Institute of Marketing, and he says about entering business awards, it gives a distinctive seal of approval to your activities and is a sign of quality for potential customers. Just being shortlisted can improve brand awareness, boost employee motivation, and help relationships with customers and suppliers. So there's a blooming good reason. It's
a really good reason. Like we say, we've noted that one on here, which is that networking and that morale. Because again, what if sometimes when your staff, no matter how small or large your workforce, get wind that you're putting yourself up for one of these awards, it's that instant, that moment of pride.
Well, we
must be good. What are we doing? Look at what we are doing to be put forward for this award. Absolutely incredible. And of course, a happy and productive workforce is going to make things all the better business-wise.
But obviously, entering awards isn't just about employers.
No.
So as I said earlier, if you're new to entering awards and you're a sole trader or a young entrepreneur working on your own, just as important that you enter these things, because you'd actually, I think I'm all right to say this, you'd be surprised at how few people go to the trouble of entering certain categories for awards.
It's funny you mention that. I'm just going to put this out for a second, Lindsay, because we know sometimes we know, because we deal with these sort of things all the time, how many amazing businesses there are across Dumfries and Galloway, but sometimes we're still, as individuals, quite shy to shout about the success that we individually have. And that's not something just that affects us here at D&G, that's something that affects, I think, the British consciousness
probably
across the whole of the country. But I always say, nobody knows your business like you. So if you don't stand up and shout about it, who will. We can only do so much. We can only
and
do
sometimes,
so much.
as we said earlier, the awards require somebody else to nominate you, but it's quite okay to self-nominate as well, because as you say, nobody knows your business quite as well as you do, so that's fine. So it gives you an excellent PR opportunity. So if you do enter awards and you're shortlisted, or you're a finalist, or even win, then make sure you make the most of that PR and that you splash that all over your marketing, your social media channels, your website, and so on. It says here cash, and I had to think for a minute, why did I put that down? And with some awards, there is a cash prize for certain categories, so that never goes amiss either, does it? It might be for marketing, it might be for a specific thing, but it's still cash to your business, so it's worth entering for that alone.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And of course, all this, as we said, allows you to reflect, review on the journey that your business has made, and allows you to take stock of the steps that you have made. And of course, increased awareness, increased brand awareness, and that confidence could ultimately, you could meet that different supplier, that different person, as the paper comes across somebody's desk and think, you know something, I'm looking for that. New contacts, new business, new opportunities. A great reason to enter. It's
a bit like when you update your CV, which I haven't done for a long time, but when you update your CV and you think, I'm actually really good, I'd give me a job. It's a bit like that. When you enter awards, you probably think, I'm actually really good. So it's worth it. So, slide 2. There's lots of notes on these slides as well. It's worth pointing out that we can send out with the presentation. Is there anything I've missed there? Don't forget that if you are an award finalist or a winner, you're likely to be invited, because I know I do this, to deliver talks about your business model or about your prize, about the award that you've won, because you're kind of held up as best practice to inspire other businesses. So that's another great PR opportunity, as long as you're not a shy, retiring type. Like you, Lee.
Like me, I'm as shy as they come. So let's start with the very beginning, Liz. Let's get started. Before we go any further, I'm going to give you throughout the course of it, I'll give you Lee's ultimate top tips. RTBQ. What does that mean, Lindsay?
In terms of what? Give me some
RTBQ. If we're talking about competitions, awards, if we're talking about
read the bloomin' question.
Read the bloomin' question. That's quite right. Read the question and answer the question that is asked, not the question you think is asked.
Now you see, you have stolen my thunder.
Sorry.
Because that's on the next slide. Right, so get started.
We should have done some prep.
So don't be put off at the first hurdle. Don't be. As I said before, you would be surprised at how few businesses enter certain categories. So it's worth entering. You've got to be in it to win it, and all these other sound bites that we could throw up at you. And it's not just for big businesses. There are certain categories that are for sole traders and social enterprises or young entrepreneurs. So go for it. Read that category specific section. Read that breakdown. So this is the kind of before you filled in your application. Choosing industry specific awards is quite a good way to go as well. So if you're in food and drink, for example, we talked about Galloway Chilies, and I know that Galloway Chilies have won awards for their chili buns. So it's worth seeking out specific sector specific awards. I think I keep going out of the shot there.
It's all right. That's fine. We're cozy. We're like the neon and
I can feel your knee touching my knee. Andrew, I'll be angry. So if you're in food and drink, seek out industry specific awards for food and drink. And we're giving you a list at the end of some Scottish awards that are worth looking for. Focusing on your strengths is a kind of obvious thing. You wouldn't promote something that you didn't think you were very good at, so look for categories that do play to your strengths. If you're good at customer service, then look for awards or categories that highlight good customer service. And if you have an innovative product, again, like Galloway Chilies, I think it was on commission, then look out for awards that highlight these issues about your business as well. Thinking local is always a good thing. We've got the DG Life Awards, of course. We've got the DG Business Awards coming up, closing date 5th of February. We've also got the Business Gateway. Last year we had the Business Gateway Plus Celebration of Young Enterprise. and we've got the end of the CX project.
I was going to say, that's coming up soon.
That's coming up soon. So the CX project is about the decommissioning of Chapel Cross nuclear facility. So we have set up some young businesses in Annandale and Eskdale, and we're having some awards to recognise the success of these and achievements of these young people. So that's coming up too. So that's worth looking out for. And there's a list at the end anyway of other awards. They have the biggest impact, though, don't really, the local ones and the
That's the thing, because if you have a look at what you do locally, you're measuring yourself against other people within your area. And many of these local awards, Lindsay, then give you the confidence and give you that extra bit of prestige to go for regional awards, then national awards, then of course we're talking, because a lot of these awards, like we say, it's Dumfries and Galloway, then it's the southwest of Scotland, then it's Scotland, then again from Scotland you go on to the national, which is of course UK wide, and each step gains with it that harder and harder step, that more and more recognition. But again, it's building that brand, getting your business to the biggest possible audience.
Definitely.
Much so.
So think local first, learn from your competitors, so they can provide inspiration. So if you know anybody who has won awards in the past, business awards, look at what they've done, what did they win it for, even speak to them.
I was going to say, don't be afraid to speak to your competitors, because what you need to remember is they were startups too at one point. They were in the position that you were. They were sometimes uncomfortable about entering awards, and a lot of the time they're friendly punters. At the end of the day, that's the simplest way of looking at it. I think it's a great, because you can be in competition for business, but at the end of the day, we're all here for the same thing. We're all here for the good of the region and to progress and grow things. By all means, pick up the phone, make that call. You never actually know where that conversation may lead.
No, you don't. Think about nominating staff members as well in certain categories, or as we said before, you can self-nominate. But if you have members of staff that fit a certain category, then it's worth doing that, worth nominating them.
Very much so, because again, your people are the key. They are your brand ambassadors, going out there time again.
Very good.
So we've decided, Lindsay, that we're going to. We've seen an award. We'll be looking. Right, I'm interested in that. I could do that. I want to nominate my business for that. The interesting thing is the entry form. Entry forms can sometimes be daunting.
They can be tricky.
They can be.
There can be certain restrictions and limitations on them.
Which is why we said always read the question. Read the blooming question. RTBQ. The
question, the whole question, nothing but the question. That's what you should be answering in your entry.
That's it. And why it's so important to read that question and get it right, because a lot of these categories, a lot of these awards sometimes have limits on your number of words, whether it be, just now I know, for example, the DG Life Awards, depending on the category, you can, it goes between 500 and 1,500 words, depending on the I won't say the complexity of the category, depending on the in-depthness of the category. So it's word count does matter.
Oh, absolutely, because having been a judge, I know how difficult it can be to compare like with like when you have a massively long entry compared to a very concise one that still contains the main facts that you need to assess it on. And also another tip is to, this is a pretty obvious thing again, but type your answer up in a Microsoft Word, for example, or a text editor of some kind, and then you can keep track of the word count and you can copy and paste it. If it's an online entry, they can then copy and paste it online. So,
and the good thing about that as well is, of course, it's got built-in spell checker.
Oh, very important.
Very important. Because again, when it comes to a business awards, that is taken as part of the judging process time and time again. So of course we make sure that it's right in spell checker. Just handy hint, make sure your spell checker is set to UK English. Time and time again, we sometimes see once an update has been done on a computer, it defaults back to US English. Just make sure UK English. Yes.
Good point. Try and stand out from the crowd, so try and make your application as different as possible so it stands out. I know that's difficult when you're given a template to complete, particularly, or very strict guidelines that you have to stick to, but it could be that your writing style is a bit different. So
there's nothing wrong with beautiful penmanship.
No, indeed. I was thinking more about the style of your writing than your actual physical writing. But there is that too, of course. Make sure it's legible.
Make
if
sure
it's a handwritten one. Yeah.
Make sure it is legible. If you are going to
Obvious, isn't it?
It is. This is things that obvious things time and time again, Lindsay, that sometimes trip up because we're so concentrating on the facts, the stats, and the figures, and trying to get those in. And sometimes we'll write a story, and sometimes we'll just need to, as you said, highlight the points, almost like we need to bullet point time and time again to get that message across. This is what I've done. This is what we've achieved. Here is how we do it. This led to this, led to this. Simple and straightforward.
Well, that's what it says there. Bullet the killer facts. So if you've got key facts and figures that you want to get across in your entry, then use bullet points for them rather than just narrative, and it makes it easier for the judges to mark. And provide evidence, eligibility, we've got that there. Providing demonstrable results. So this is about backing up your bold claims. So if you make a claim like I grew my turnover over a year, what did you grow it from? What did you grow it to? And how did you do that?
Because again, when it comes to these sorts of awards, definitely business-based awards, they will look at it. If you make the shortlist, they will scrutinise everything because they want to make sure that everything is done by the book. That's what it comes down to. Again, you've got the last one here. I actually love this one. Seek experience. As we said, don't be afraid to go and ask for help. Pick up the phone. You can call Lindsay, you can call myself up at the chamber. There's always somebody at the end of the phone or online to offer a little bit of help and advice, even if you just want to bounce an idea off. How does this look? How does this sound? We can certainly...
and if you have a business advisor, obviously, at Business Gateway, which lots of local businesses do, then don't be afraid to talk to them as well for advice and support on writing your application or what awards to enter even, because they know a lot of the key awards that are coming up in the course of the year. I've got honesty written there as well, and it's important. Again, this is an obvious thing, but being honest in your application, and if you're making any bold claims, to make sure that you can back them up with robust evidence, and that you're not compromising your integrity in any way. It's easy to get a bit overexcited.
It is, and there's nothing wrong with enthusiasm, nothing wrong with excitement, as long as it is there and it is honest and it is managed.
Because you could get rumbled, so.
Good, indeed.
Now, the other thing, one more wee thing about that slide, about seeking experience, there is you could employ the services of a consultant to write your entries, and some bigger businesses do that. They do employ the services of a consultant. That will cost you money. It's a trade-off. It depends how much value you attach to this and how much of a marketing budget you've got. If you've got, who's got a marketing budget? If you've got, but some people do that. They get somebody else to write it for them who has experience in that kind of thing. They employ the services of a consultant. So there is that option.
There is. Next.
Okay, so we made it through the entry form.
We have.
We submitted the application, the entry.
It's gone.
And it's gone. So what happens now? Well, you mentioned earlier, Lee, about the expert panel of judges who shall not yet be named, for the DG Business Awards.
Under pain of death.
No, lest they be robbled.
I can tell you, I have the judging room booked. I'm not going to tell the venue, but it was very difficult getting our judges all together for the date of judging.
It is hard to get everybody together.
And this is the thing, because the judges are from the business community across Dumfries and Galloway. I'll tell you how the judging works for the Dumfries and Galloway Business Awards, if I can. Very simple, very straightforward. We have each category has a panel of 3 judges, all experts in the business field. We have 2 static judges, and we have one what we call a rotating judge, Lindsay. So each of the different categories is sponsored by obviously a different person. A person from the sponsor organisation is involved with the judging of that category.
Right.
So they are, in one way or another, an expert in that field specifically. For example, we have the Family Business Award, sponsored by Armstrong Watson. Of course, Armstrong Watson, financial planners and financial consultants. They've been involved in family businesses for years, of helping them through tax and preparation. So, of course, they've got that knowledge of specific things that they would look at, that they can say, well, actually, this is interesting. That's whereas we may have somebody from the business world, just in general, who's got a great, for example, we'll say a retailing background, been doing lots of business in there. They might be looking at the big picture, but they might miss some of that micro detail. Again, when it comes to customer service, of course, the Customer Service Award, sponsored by Dumfries and Galloway College, they'll have an expert in customer service. And of course, we all know the great customer service training, the great training that you get up there at Dumfries and Galloway College. So again, they'll be looking for specific customer service traits that they can see throughout the course of the business. Of course, full listings are on the website dgchamber.co.uk.
Have you any questions yet on your phone?
Actually, I've got a couple, which is quite good. Yes.
Oh, good.
Of course, if you do have a question, get in touch. 07903768610.
Are we doing them now? Or doing them
I'll tell you what, we'll take this one just now, because this is very simple, very straightforward to answer. Thank you very much, Karen, for getting in touch. Karen is down in... If you get in touch, tell me where you're from, just so we can give you a shout out. Karen says, Lee, watching, really enthusiastic about this. What is the easiest way to enter the DG Business Awards? Well, the easiest way is by heading over to the website dgchamber.co.uk. At the top right hand corner of the screen, you'll see the DG Business 2016 tab. Hit that, you'll then be able to find your link for the award you want to enter. Press that, and you can download the application to your desktop or your mobile device, edit it on there, and then just hit the save and email button right back to us. Very simple, very straightforward. If you have any more questions, please feel free to get back in touch. Keep the questions coming. We've got some other ones in there which are slightly more complicated, which we'll come to at the end.
That's fine.
At the end of it, Lindsay. But again, keep them coming in. Also, of course, at DG Chamber on Twitter and at DumGalYEP.
Sorry, what? What was that? I was busy reading the slide. What, Twitter? DagYep.
DagYep, sorry, DagYep.
DagYep.
There we go.
Because it used to be Dumfries and Galloway Young Entrepreneur Project. Yeah.
Alright, so here. So we're back. We're talking about the judging. So I've told you something.
That's why that makes no
sense. Go on the next page, one. Right. So I've told you also the things that the judges.
Yes.
DG Business Awards are.
Now remember David Thorpe earlier, who is the Director of Research and Professional Development with the Chartered Institute of Marketing.
I do.
Right. Well, he says that judges focus on the following criteria when they're judging entries for business awards. They're looking for innovation, they're looking for diversity, they're looking for growth in certain categories, obviously, strategic thinking, a focus on customers and investment in people. So generally that's what judges tend to be looking for when they're judging entries. They're also looking for clarity and evidence, as we said before, to back up claims made in the entries. They'll be marking your entry against strict criteria, generally speaking, with marks awarded for each section, and I have done this, so you need to make it easy for them to find the points that they can mark by referring back to the question. This is the thing again about reading through the whole form before you even put your pen to paper. It's a bit like an exam when you know it's not really, but do you know what I mean? It's the same kind of skills.
It's the same skills. It's that attention to detail and reading real comprehension.
So clarity and evidence. The judgely huddle. I just wanted to say that because what happens is, as you said, they get together and they do the judging separately in most cases, but then they'll come together and share their marks and their thoughts, and then have a discussion around who should be the finalists and eventually who should be the overall winner. I've written here attachments because you're not always allowed to attach supporting information or documentation when you submit an entry. I don't know if the Chamber Awards allows that. The Business Awards?
We don't.
No.
It is something we're looking at for the future, because we know sometimes trying to get all that information onto a template can be difficult, but just now we're sticking with the straightforward text format.
This is quite funny, I once judged Business Awards in a previous job, and it was a well-known Scottish destination spa, and they sent in a cashmere thong.
Sorry?
With their entries, yes, they did. They sent in, because it was hard copy entry, and they sent a cashmere thong. I've never forgotten that. I didn't keep it.
I don't expect to receive anything like that.
No,
You're thinking of applying the DG Business Awards.
No, just thought I'd share that with you. Now, sometimes there's a face-to-face interview as well that follows on from the judging. Yeah. So it's being prepared for that is obviously important as well.
That is a key one, because again, a lot of people have got the ability to put things down on paper, but they can sometimes be a little bit panicky when they're put in front of a panel. We often see it Dragon's Den. We see it on their print, so we all think, oh, I'd be good in that situation. But you've really got to know your stuff inside out and back and forth. And again, speaking from the DG Business Awards, I know fine well there are some of our categories where you will, if you make the shortlist or the prospective shortlist, be invited to speak in front of a panel of judges, and that will help decide whether or not you make the final shortlist or not. So you do.
Does that happen with the DG Business Awards?
Like I said, not with all of our awards, depending on the category. Full-time descriptions on the website, but some of them, because again, it's sometimes there's something in your application that makes you stand out, and it can be the way you get that emotion, the way you get it across to a judge, that can make all the difference. It's not interrogation, it's not crossfire.
No.
It's just finding out about your business.
Exactly. Good.
Next slide. Quite all right.
Getting there. So the final one, the awards ceremony, check the date obviously before you submit your entries that you can actually be at the event, because the chances are that if you're not there you might not win. So you have to be there. If it's a team category, take the staff. Well, quite often you can have a table at these things, so you might want to take the staff, which would be a nice morale booster again.
Very much so.
Don't expect to win.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Don't go expecting to win, but do expect to be photographed if you do win, because that will definitely happen.
Very much so. Very much so. And again,
lots of PR.
Lots and lots of PR. When you make well, I know we'll talk about this in depth in a moment, but always be prepared. We've said it before, Lindsay, you are your own brand, or you're always on. When you're out and about, when you're on social media, when you're in the street, people will know you from your business, so you should always be aware of what's going on. The number of times I've walked down the street and somebody has grabbed me over something, whether it be radio related, whether it be chamber related, and again, why do they come to me? Because they know they know what's going on. I know as well the number of times we've tried to have a quiet cup of coffee and cake somewhere, and it goes on a little bit longer because we get stopped by people asking about stuff. It's all about that being aware all the time.
Absolutely. Know who will be collecting the award, so if you have to go up and collect it, then beforehand make sure you know who's going up for the award. You're not often asked to speak when you collect your award because there's no time. It's usually quite a busy evening, so if it is an evening event, so you don't have to worry about that, but just who will be collecting it, and make sure they know that their photograph will be taken on numerous occasions. If you win, respect those after you and keep the celebrations relatively quiet until the ceremony is the formal part of the ceremony is over, because that can be quite off-putting as well if there's a bit of a racket going on in the background. A category winner. But obviously it's exciting if you win, and it is, you get a bit louder, and there's usually alcohol involved, which is fine, we're all adults, but just about keeping the...
Be aware. Because again, a lot of these award ceremonies you go to, depending on the number of awards, can depend on also how long the time is. Obviously I've been timetabling the DG Business Awards just now. Also we've got a 3-course meal, then we're having the award ceremony itself. Now, as it stands, touch wood, knock on wood, the award ceremony itself should last around about, are you ready for this, Lindsay? 97 minutes.
The actual awards announcements.
The awards announcement, 97 minutes.
Wow.
So again, if you're nominated for one of the awards at the start of the evening, you are successful, of course, you've then got another 82 minutes. Or something there and thereabouts, and again, it's all about building the excitement. You're nervous, you're relieved, at the same time other people there are still going to have that until their category has been announced. Yes.
That's that one, that's that slide, thank you. And then finally, some ideas for awards that you might want to consider entering, and we'll send that out in the PDF of the presentation in Dropbox. Just
so many.
Here. I know there are.
This is the thing, you sit and you actually look at the different awards that people can nominate or be nominated for.
Tiny little snapshot of stuff off the top of my head and people in the office, because that's the week, fine. And finally,
contact details. Contact details. You won't be able to read this on screen. However, I can tell if you want to contact myself, very simple to do, pick up the phone, 01387 270 866 is Chamber HQ. You can also get me lead.med at DGChamber.co.uk or at DGChamber. All the details will be, of course, if you're watching on demand, in this box under here. Lindsay, how do people get in touch with yourself?
Well, they can either contact me at Business Gateway. If it's a sorry, this is all complicated. If it's a Wednesday or Thursday, you'll get me on 01387 808 738, or you get me through Facebook, Inspiring Entrepreneurs. Or if I'm in the Militia House, you'll get me on 01387 260 171.
There we go. So let's Lindsay. Yes.
Sorry.
No.
Yes. We're not finished yet, though.
No, we're not.
I just wanted to say that the CX Project Young Enterprise Awards I talked about earlier, we've got a date for that, but we don't have a venue yet for the awards, but importantly you know the date, and it will be the 23rd of June. So if you're a young entrepreneur in Annandale and Eskdale, then you are eligible to enter these awards, and more information will be forthcoming if you like our page on Facebook, Inspiring Entrepreneurs. Thank you.
All the details are there. Let's go to the phone lines. I say the phones. Let's go to the text and let's see what is going on. Here we go. First text. We've already had our first text, so we can get that one. Thank you very much. Kieran, you haven't said where you're from, but thank you very much. He says, Lindsay, if I wanted to seek advice on filling in one of the applications for any awards, do I need to make an appointment at Business Gateway, or can I just drop in?
Both. You can make an appointment. You can phone up 01387 808 738 and make an appointment to see an advisor, or if you drop in to Provincial House in Buccleuch Street, then if there's an advisor free, then you'll be seen when you walk in.
Cracking. Sarah, thank you very much. She said, Lee, you jumped a couple of frames. That's all right. Don't worry. We've got it on demand. But she also says, do you need to be a member of Dumfries and Galloway Chamber to enter the awards? And that's a good question. No, you don't. We are open to businesses across Dumfries and Galloway, whether or not you're a member of the Chamber or not. You could be a member of the Federation of Small Businesses, the Forum of Private Businesses, or you don't need to be a member of any sort of organisation, because do you know how many businesses there are across Dumfries and Galloway according to the Office of National Statistics?
What date would you like?
Ooh, I like this. Let's go with the most current release, most current statistics, which I think will have been up until December of 2015.
Now, are you talking about micro businesses? Are you talking about sole traders? Are you talking
let's go for the whole shebang.
Tell us, Lee.
There were 6,700 businesses registered with the Office of National Statistics across Dumfries.
Registered with the Office of National
Statistics.
Does that right? Okay.
So of course that number changes every single month. But the fact it just goes up and up and up every month, Lindsay. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, if you look at the number of businesses that come through your doors on a yearly basis, you must see the number and the quality of business improve each and every time.
Oh, definitely. Yep, you do. And not just young entrepreneurs, obviously that's my role, but in Business Gateway, some of the businesses that come through the doors are just incredible, and you think you should be shouting about what you're doing because you're so good. And this is a good way to shout about what you're doing.
It is indeed. Next one we have. Thank you very much for getting in touch. 07903768610.
Are these all questions? People
yes, they are. Come on.
Okay.
I like this. Let's go with this one because this looks. All right. Okay. Linda, thank you very much. When I'm trying to. I should probably read this text before I say that out loud. When I'm trying to fill in my application form, would you recommend actually writing it before writing it?
Yeah, several drafts before you get it right. Yeah, I like to do that. Yeah, if you're the type of person that likes to do that, then do it. Yeah, I do. I probably wouldn't write it longhand, with a pen and a pencil. I prefer just to type things. But whatever works for you. Just make sure that you check it and recheck it, and get somebody else to review it as well before you press send. Would be a good idea.
That's a good one. That's a good one. And the final question we'll go to this one here from Aaron. Aaron, thank you very much for getting in touch. He said, Lee, I'm not sure what category to apply for. Can I apply for more than one category if my business will fit into it? Yes. Yes, you can. Simple and straightforward. if you want to be completely honest, Aaron. There's nothing stopping you applying for as many categories as you feel your business applies for. But as Lindsay said before, always make sure that the criteria will actually fit in with that category. Thank you for getting in touch. We've been talking about the Business Awards Masterclass, brought to you with Business Gateways, Lindsey Mason, and myself and Priest Galway Chamber of Commerce Business Development Manager Lee Medd. This will be available to watch anytime you want from our YouTube channel. Just search for DG Chamber. All links also on our social media channels, and of course the social media channels of the beautiful Ms. Mason as well. If people do want to find out more about what's going on in Business Gateway and of course the Inspiring Entrepreneurs Project, Lindsay, how do they do it?
Well, they can go to the Business Gateway website, certainly, which is bgateway.com. I think, yes it is. And they can also email me, lindsey.mason, lindsey.mason @dumgal.gov.uk. Or phone me up on 01387 260 171. Or the Facebook page for my project, which is working with young entrepreneurs, which is Inspiring Entrepreneurs, facebook.com/Inspiring Entrepreneurs. And we release lots of information on there about opportunities locally for young businesses and awards and so on.
It is a great source of knowledge if you want to grow your contacts, grow your information about what's going on, and ultimately grow your business. Like it on Facebook. It is the best way to keep up to date with everything. Lindsay, before I let you off, I need to ask a couple of questions, if I can. What does this business year, calendar year 2016, have in store for you? Because you're a very, very busy lady, not just with your work, but obviously you do. I just so happens, I did see you in the Daily Record the other week. And I'll say very congratulations to. Well, she's not Miss Mason anymore.
No, Mrs. Beattie.
Mrs. Beattie, Hannah Beattie, the Hannah Beattie makeup artist. Beautiful.
Well, she's now Hannah Mason. She's still Hannah Mason makeup artist.
Right.
Yeah. But, yes, that was lovely. Yes, it was a very lovely day. Thank you very much. So all the best people got married recently, didn't they?
They did.
You say. Anyway, so it was a very nice day, and the Standard were very kind, and they picked up the story. They came along on the day and took pictures because I married my daughter to her husband. And
good clarification.
Yeah, I thought.
Good clarification.
And then the Daily Record picked it up as well. So it was very nice. It was lovely. It was a lovely day, thank you. So that's happened. The rest of the year, what is happening? Well, I'm doing a further study.
Yes.
I'm doing a master's this year in digital marketing.
Now, it just so happens if digital marketing, lots of people use digital marketing nowadays, don't they? Because again, certainly digital is many people's shop front. They don't traditionally have a bricks and mortar outlet. And again, it's a great way to get your window on the world. If you've got a great digital marketing presence, a great digital presence online, the world literally is your marketplace.
Yeah, and it ties in quite well as well with my job, obviously, and I'll be passing on any expertise that I learn, obviously, to this job, the business advisor, young entrepreneurs.
So whereabouts, what are you going to do? That's at University
UWS.
University of West of Scotland, who of course are the sponsor of the Young Entrepreneur of the Year category.
See, it all comes round and it all makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
So
that's it.
Yeah.
Spot on.
I think that's enough.
Thank you very much for joining us here on DG Chamber's YouTube channel. We will have more of these videos, hopefully, throughout the course of 2016. If there's anything you want to find out about, get in touch in all the usual ways. If there's anything you want to see Lindsay and I do a video all about, get in touch. For more information on the DG Chamber Awards, visit us on Facebook, DG Chamber. You can also get us at DG Chamber on Twitter, and of course, don't rush my website, dgchamber.co.uk. I've been Lee Medd, this has been Lindsey Mason. All information will be available on Box by clicking the link below from around about midnight tonight. So that'll be the 20th of January 2016 if you're watching on demand. Thank you very much, take care, and good luck.
Bye.
I'll stop that one. And we'll stop. This is usually where you get an extra, a blooper reel or something like that. So it's Lindsey and I are going to do a little bonus bit here for you.
Keep in mind,
if you're watching on demand. Lindsey, so there we go. That was our first experiment. This is still recording.
Okay. This is recording.
This is recording.
Right.
We're finished live. We're finished live on YouTube. This is the one which will be uploaded later on. So I do need to ask, Chris. This was our first experiment, our first try of doing this. Now you and I are lucky. We've got pretty good chemistry. We've done a lot of stuff on the radio before. How do you think that went?
I enjoyed it. Be interested to hear what it was like for anybody watching. If we did manage to impart some information, I think this is worth pursuing, this style of delivery for lots of reasons. I think it's a good way to deliver topics, because we can also provide information to download afterwards. So it's a bit of a blended thing, so you're getting to watch it live or watch it later, and you're getting the handouts that we can make available after, and we've got the interaction with the questions on the text.
Which is grand, absolutely grand.
Yeah, and it's good that the Chamber have got the YouTube channel to do that live.
Yes, indeed. And of course, if you have anything that you want us to help you promote on our YouTube channel or through any of our social media strands, get in touch.
How did you think it went?
I was quite pleased. I was quite pleased. A little bit concerned this one, because we had a conversation about this morning, and I'm thinking it's going to go one of two ways. So we relocated to live studios, and of course you can see the banners in the background. Here we have Alive 107.3, who are one of our broadcast partners of our DGChamber banner here, and of course Dumfries and Galloway Life, celebrating 100 issues in March, and of course there'll be a very special feature in there highlighting the winners and the shortlisted finalists for the DG Business Awards. It's great fun. Okay, I think that's us. I'm Medd.
Oh, I'm Lindsey Mason.
Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Ta-ra.